So everyone seems to be thinking China will be the savior of the RAM crisis. Well, I'm here to bring the bad news and tell you, there's no chance. China is not going to save RAM, and neither is their $488 billion RAM company, because they literally can't. Alright, let me tell you why all this talk is overhyped. I've been seeing videos and people talking about China's massively successful CXMT brand, which actually just went public and its stock exploded, being the thing to stop the RAM crisis. But honestly, CXMT is not even in contest with the big three. No, not that big three. This big three. Samsung, SK hynix, and Micron. The cartel, you know? But the reason why isn't just because they aren't trying or don't want to, it's because they literally can't. The core of this issue is found in this Tom's Hardware article, where it says, because CXMT produces memory chips using an outdated fabrication technology, its DRAM ICs consume more power than those made using the latest manufacturing processes, have lower performance potential, and mediocre overclockability. So basically all that's saying is, it costs CXMT way more to create a RAM stick than the competition. According to sources, the CXMT's die is roughly 40% bigger than Samsung's, which means fewer chips per wafer, which then means the cost per bit is 30% or more higher. Plus, they have no reason to even try to make it cheaper since they are being bought out of stock regardless, since companies have nowhere else to buy. 5 sources even told Reuters that CXMT's high bandwidth memory tech is 2 generations, which is several years behind current standards. That's the memory they use for AI, which is part of why RAM is so bad right now. Factories swap off of regular RAM production for AI memory instead. So CXMT's AI memory is releasing already dated and behind current modules from other manufacturers for a similar, if not even the same price. That's what makes it hard to see CXMT as a near future savior of RAM. Along with that, China is actively subsidizing the company, which is the only way they can ever attempt at offering lower prices. Also, quick pause here. If you could hit subscribe so I know you like these types of videos, that'd be great. Anyway, the company by itself has no way to sustain itself while beating the prices of the big three. But government subsidies are not a permanent solution, and on top of that, there's a political problem. The United States Pentagon actually has CXMT marked as a Chinese military company. That alone doesn't ban anyone from buying, but it's a red flag that usually comes before the intense restrictions. And every big tech company knows that. That is why Apple spent over a month lobbying the White House and the Commerce Department, not for permission to buy, but for a guarantee that CXMT won't get hit with a real trade restriction later. Apple, not even Apple touches supply without a promise from Washington first. And it's getting worse. Senators from both parties are now pushing Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, to commit to not using Chinese memory at all. At the same time, Micron is also pushing for stricter restrictions on CXMT, most likely because they're probably trying to get rid of their competition. But CXMT is getting hit from all sides politically. So, to put it simply, CXMT are using outdated technology and processes that make it legitimately impossible for them to sustainably offer lower prices than the current RAM market leaders. And not only that, CXMT is being stopped potentially politically. So it's not just cost hurdles that they have to get over, but it's also all these political hurdles. So while many want to sit there and claim that CXMT is the one who will cut costs and undercut the current market, it's really not a realistic expectation, and anyone that's claiming that'll happen soon is really bullshitting, as they're skipping over some really enormous problems. And I don't want to bullshit you too, so sure, it's possible that CXMT could become a real competitor and offer cheaper RAM in the future, but that's in the far future. From everything I'm finding and seeing, it's believed that the RAM crisis is actually going to continue well into 2027, with even the SK hynix CEO suggesting beyond 2030. But I don't know if I trust a RAM cartel member's word. Anyway, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what else you'd like to see. Also, let me know what you think. Do you think China's going to be the RAM market saving grace? If not, why not?